Alright lads, Darren Till is officially back, and this time not in the UFC, but in the Misfits boxing ring. He just fought Darren Stewart, and honestly, for an MMA fighter turned influencer boxer, he didn't look half bad. Let's be real, after the Duplessis loss, most of us figured that was it for Till. A rough ending to a once promising MMA career. But now, somehow he's flipped the script and might actually be one of Misfits' most important stars moving forward. So yeah, we need to talk about that fight, and what could be next for the Gorilla. And quickly, if you're new here, I'm Chloe, and this is Knock On, your go-to for everything combat sports. Tap subscribe so you don't miss out. Now look, after his debut on Social Knockout 3, the one headlined by Abdu Rozik, I'll be honest, I thought Till's journey into boxing was just sad. From title shots in the UFC to low-tier influencer cards, it felt like a massive drop-off. But to his credit, Misfits signed him. He got in there with Anthony Taylor, then Darren Stewart, and in both fights, he actually looked decent. And that's opened the door for some genuinely huge fights down the line. We've seen this story before, MMA fighters dipping into crossover boxing. Usually it's a rough sight. Legends getting iced by YouTubers, Woodley, Askren, even Nate Diaz. It's normally a reminder that boxing and MMA are two very different games. But here's the twist. Till's not washed, not completely anyway. He's still relatively young. He's not just showing up for a check. He actually looks like he's training properly and taking this seriously. And his arrival to Misfits might be one of the best moves that promotion has made in a long time. Instead of throwing cash at names like Slim or Dean the Great, they've got a former legit UFC contender now building real hype. If that Tommy Fury fight had materialized, that could have been a massive Misfits main event. And don't rule it out just yet. Now onto the fight with Darren Stewart. For those unfamiliar, Stewart was a mid-tier UFC vet, solid but never elite. He had 14 fights in the UFC between 2016 and 2021, a tough opponent, but nothing crazy. In round 1, Till dropped him hard with a crisp left. Looked sharp, dangerous even. His left hand was the standout weapon, accurate, fast, and clearly the difference maker. But after that, Stewart adjusted. He started clinching, turning it into a rough, scrappy fight. From rounds 3 to 6, he kept Till against the ropes, cutting the space and making it ugly. That pressure worked. Till stopped throwing in volume and seemed a bit uncomfortable. Still, in the final 2 rounds, Till found a second wind. Round 8. Clean. He rocked Stewart again with a beautiful left hook, followed by a straight left that dropped him just before the final bell. Drama right at the end. The judges gave it to Till via unanimous decision, and overall, it was a decent win. That said, Till's flaws were on full display. His defense? Not great. He leans back to the ropes way too often, and when he's not in control of the pace, he really struggles. He's hittable, and if he faces someone his size who isn't making their boxing debut, things could get rough. But what saved him in this fight was timing. Precision. He landed the cleaner shots and did just enough to take the middle rounds on the cards. Now, let's talk about what's next. After the fight, Till called out KSI. Will it happen? Honestly, no. First off, KSI's hand is still a problem. Surgery, rehab, the guy won't be back in the ring till the end of the year at the earliest. And if he does return, Till is probably the last person he'd want to face. Why? Because Till's too risky. He's big, experienced, and has real striking fundamentals now. KSI is better off taking winnable fights with big names. Ferguson, Cowboy, fights where he looks like the A-side and has a strong chance of getting the knockout. Till offers no guarantees, and the reward doesn't outweigh the risk. Now, Tommy Fury. That's a far more interesting option. It's a UK grudge match, sells well on pay-per-view, and gives Misfits a legit main event. But again, would Fury take it? Maybe not. Even if Fury wins that fight, it's not worth risking the bigger paydays with KSI or Jake Paul. And Till, for all his flaws, isn't someone you just walk through. What about Jake Paul? Forget it. Jake's chasing world titles now. As mad as it sounds, he's looking at the belts. After the Chavez Jr. fight, he's trying to spin the narrative that he's a real boxer. Fighting Darren Till doesn't help that. Unless Jake loses a couple of fights and needs a bounce-back opponent, we won't see that matchup either. So here's what's likely. Till keeps building in Misfits. He fights more guys like Stewart, ex-MMA fighters, mid-level influencers. Fights where he can keep racking up wins, build his profile, and become a big enough name to eventually headline something massive. He's made it clear he's loyal to Misfits, and they'll probably return the favor by investing in him long-term. If he stays active and keeps winning, a big fight, Fury, maybe even Logan Paul, could be in his future. But for now, it's all about momentum. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Did Till impress you? Do you think he's got real potential in this influencer boxing game? Or are we just watching the tail end of another fighter trying to cash out? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps a ton. I've been Chloe, this is Knock On, and I'll catch you in the next one.